Alright, this is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today I have a special treat for you. We're actually here in Homestead, Florida, and we're at the Fruit and Spice Park. Now this is basically a county park, and Miami-Dade County Park, and it's the only tropical fruit and spice park of its kind in the United States. So this is a rare treat to be able to check it out. We're at 24801 Southwest 187th Avenue here in Homestead, Florida. And basically when you get here, it's a kind of a horseshoe-shaped parking. You're just gonna park, and then there's two buildings. So they just opened a new cafe over there, the Mango Cafe, and you can sit down and eat there. I'm more interested in the actually park, so there's another building over to the left, and it's the park entrance. So inside the park entrance, inside the little building there, they have a little store. You could buy tropical fruit books, and they have some sampling of different fruits. And that's where you pay the admission to go into the park. So let's go ahead and go right inside, and let's go ahead and check it out. So this is the park entrance here, and they're open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. 7 days a week. And you want to check their website or call them up. Their phone number is 305-247-5727 to find out when the tours are. Today's tours were at 11:30, 1:30, and 3 o'clock, and I'm going to be going, and you'll be seeing the 3 o'clock tour. Let's go ahead and go inside. Alright, so we're inside the park entrance to the Fruit and Spice Park, and it's a unique 35-acre display of tropical and subtropical plants from around the world, and basically it was started back in the 1944, and it was first proposed in 1935 by Lady Mary Calkins Hyleen. Thank you. And there's her picture there. And she wanted basically to show people what could be grown in this area. And this is 35 acres, and there's like the overhead view. This is in the Redlands Historic District, surrounded by some of the area's richest farmland. So it's a huge place, and hopefully we'll go out pretty soon and see it. Inside, actually, you pay for admission here, and then they have a little fruit sampling station over here, and you're gonna get to sample some of the fruits. They have little toothpicks, and you could sample some of the different fruits. There's a Rollinia fruit that's in the Adamoya family, and let's see, one called Cass, which is a kind of sour type guava. Coconut, of course, persimmon, Ambarella. I've never had that one before. They have all kinds of different things that you've never seen. Mamey sapote, guava, avocado, starfruit, natal plum, canistel, egg fruits, really good, and these guys over here, Rucams.
Rucam, which is wild. You roll it in your hands, gets the juices flowing, tastes a lot better that way.
I see. And then what's this one? Antidesma?
Antidesma. It's like a grape, very colorful, purplish color. Has a relatively large seed, but very tasty. I
see. Is that grown on a palm?
No, it grows on a tree.
Okay. All right, great. So hopefully these are samples that you can look forward to, and they always sample the fruits that are ripe, that have fallen on the ground, and that are in season. So don't worry about sampling anything that's not ripe. It's all ripe here, and they do have some rules. So you want to pay attention to rules, and you're not supposed to pick any fruits from the trees, and you could sample only the fruits that have been collected from the ground. So we're going to go out there in a second, and we'll check it out. Alright, this is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today I have a special treat for you. We're actually here in Homestead, Florida, and we're at the Fruit and Spice Park. Now this is basically a county park, and Miami-Dade County Park, and it's the only tropical fruit and spice park of its kind in the United States. So this is a rare treat to be able to check it out. We're at 24801 Southwest 187th Avenue here in Homestead, Florida.
Welcome to the Fruit and Spice Park. My name is Shauna. I'm going to be your tour guide today. The park was established in 1944 by Mary Heinlein, and she wanted to exhibit fruits that we grow here in South Florida. We have a unique climate of Zone 10, and even the temperature difference between here and the coastline can determine when fruit comes out. Like at my house, fruit will come out a little earlier than actually here at the park. This is actually a little bit colder over here. Anyway, so she started off with things like papaya and mangoes and mamey sapote, and she randomly planted a lot of these trees and plants. And about 30 years ago, our current park manager took over, and he wanted to expand the collection of the park. So he took extensive collecting trips throughout the world, bring back seeds and specimens, and to see if they could grow here in the climate. And then in 1992, Hurricane Andrew blew through, knocking over about 700 trees. And this was actually a blessing in disguise because it actually allowed the staff to replant the trees in more of in their more native regions. So now we have tropical America, we have the citrus collection, we have Africa, Australia Pacific, and then we have Asian section and Mediterranean section now. Not all the trees are in their correct location because some of them are very storm tolerant and they do not fall down. So I'll point out some of those along the way. As you can see, there's a wedding here, but over here behind me are 2 tall trees. Well, actually, there's a 3rd tree growing up the middle. That is a French peanut, but and it's similar to the other 2 trees, which is called a Guyana chestnut. And you'll see the nice shaving brush flowers. They have a nice perfumey flower to them, and they will turn. They're actually a one-day kind of flower, and they will drop actually pretty much at the end of the day. And then you might see a couple of the fruits up there. They look like kind of rugby balls or footballs. And inside there's about 6 to 8 chestnuts that are you can see some on the ground too. They've broken apart. They're edible if well, they're edible raw. We have about 15 varieties of jackfruit here in the park. These are actually babies right here. There's a whole huge collection like right back there. They've already fruited pretty much. They come out in August and September. We also have another collection behind the poisonous plant collection that still has fruit on it. But jackfruit is native to India. It is popular in Asia. These little fruits can get up to about 100 pounds in some places of the world. Here in the park, it's about 65 pounds. It has been our largest. You can see the surface of the fruit is very bumpy. That's actually the female flowers. And then, well, I can't see it in these. See if I can find one. There is a male flower. Fortunately, I don't see any male flowers right now. I think this is one actually. That's a male flower. And depending on how the wind blows, determines the symmetry of the fruit. They taste like juicy fruit gum. Actually, Juicy Fruit Company took the flavor from this fruit. You can eat it as a vegetable. It's like in stir fries. It's very nice. The seeds are made into stir fry and also into ice creams at some point. But yeah, so these are actually fruiting. This particular tree did not fruit this season, but obviously it's starting off and will be ready for next season. We have about 75 different varieties of bananas. These are mostly genetically altered or selected for the pulp, because wild bananas actually have seeds. We have the wild bananas over there. They're Musa belviziana, and they have multiple seeds inside. And nobody really wants to eat a banana with the crunchy seeds. So that's why we have a lot of genetically altered or selected plants, so that you have the pulp. The pulp actually has tiny little seeds in it now, you'll see in your banana. But they're obviously not as large as the wild bananas. Now, bananas are plants. These are herbaceous plants, and they only fruit once. We have all our jaboticaba trees. Jaboticaba is like a grape-like fruit that actually grows directly on the bark. These are from Brazil. Now, everybody wants to have a jaboticaba tree, but it takes about 10 years in some cases to get any fruit. So you have to be patient with these trees. But then when they do start fruiting, they can fruit up to 5 times a year. Here at the park, they fruit about 2 times a year. They are used the same way as grape would be. They're used for juices, jams, jellies, wines. And they have a very yummy, unique flavor to them. The light brown fruit on them, it tastes like a pear soaked in brown sugar when they are ripe. You have to do a scratch test to see if they're ready by peeling off a little bit of the skin. If it's yellow or brown color, it's ready to be picked. If it's still green, it will not ripen off the tree. Sapodilla sap is well known as chicle, which is the precursor to chewing gum.
Hope you've had fun at the Fruit and Spice Park here in Homestead, Florida. Let's head out.